Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I'll tell you immediately I have some difficulties to record that video. There are some mornings like that where it's difficult. You jump into your seat, you press the record button, you try 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and you just don't find the words, the right words to speak about a hot, tough topic that is hurting, but a lot. And it hurts even more than when you wake up and you have to speak about a loss the day before, which always hurts because you know it, I hate losing. But speaking about Leonardo Bonucci leaving Juventus possibly in that way really hurts. Because you like Bonucci, you don't like Bonucci, you agree with the club, you don't agree with the club. We are speaking about a legend. 502 appearances, official appearances with Juventus. Ragazzi, it hurts. We are speaking about the legend of Juventus, that you like it or not, it is a legend and it will forever be a legend. It's the guy that had put that number 19 and his name on the shirt of Juve, playing with legendary players like Buffon, like Chiellini, like Del Piero, and more that you have here on that wall. A player that will forever be part of history of Juve. And today, for the people that watched the video yesterday about Leonardo Bonucci, well, watch this video also, because it will be totally different of the narrative that we were speaking about yesterday. Because yesterday we spoke about Giuntoli taking the phone, telling Bonucci, look, you are not the starter of Juve anymore, find yourself another team if you want to have a lot of minutes to participate to Euro 24. Today we are speaking about total different things. Bonucci not even being part of the team that will go to USA. Bonucci not even training with the first team players, but with the unwanted one. So remain on that channel, listen to the video, and comment after listening to everything I want to say about Bonucci, because it will be 90% of the video. And then respectfully, you speak about Bonucci, your opinion, because I really want to read it. I'm asking also to continue to like the video and to subscribe if you didn't yet. There are still 30% of the people that are jumping in, they're watching the video, and yet at the moment are not subscribing. Why? What should I do? Tell me. That you can already tell me now. What should I do to still convince you that this is the go-to channel to speak about Juve? Information and entertaining. Today we will not speaking about entertainment. We'll speak about information, serious one. But let me know. I'm curious. What can I do so that we are increasing the subscriber on the channel? And you know it, if you want to support, maximum of like. So let's start. First of all, maybe one nice thing. I want to say happy birthday to my big friend, my huge friend, Romeo Agresti, that today is celebrating his birthday. So, buon compleanno, joyeux anniversaire, happy birthday, Romeo Agresti. Ragazzi, if you want to, if you speak Italian, YouTube channel, Twitter, whatever, Romeo is really the serious journalist about Juventus. And now we open Gazzetta dello Sport with the title that is hurting. Bonucci Juve. Bonucci fuori. Bonucci out. Huge title. And if usually I always take in Gazzetta dello Sport with a grain of salt, because I know that from a small problem they are making it bigger to have a maximum of impact, to create chaos in the Juventini world, well, today I have to believe them. Also because I always told you, before believing a news, you have to connect the dots. And if Gazzetta is reporting it, Corriere dello Sport, Tutto Sport, all the serious journalists like Romeo Agresti, like Fabrizio Romano, and so on, all these dots put together is telling us that there is a big part of the news that is correct. And today we will go through the steps to the journey that could possibly lead to a harsh goodbye from Bonucci to Juventus. So remain on the channel. Tutto Sport is opening with Bonucci fuori squadra al rientro dalle ferie. Bonucci out of the team from the moment that he will come back from his holiday. We know it. Bonucci is at the moment in Tuscany, in the region of Firenze, not because he's thinking about Fiorentina, because that's the place that he's chosen with his family to spend his holidays, the last days before coming back on Monday to La Continassa. But if yesterday I told you that in the last few days there was a call between Giuntoli and Bonucci, yesterday Giuntoli and Manna, they jumped into the car and they went to Tuscany, to the region of Firenze, to speak face to face with a lot of respect, but really open and honest for the future plans of Juve. To Bonucci, to the captain of Juve. And they told him, you're out of the team. Sei fuori rosa. Bonucci Juve è finita. Bonucci Juventus, it is over. When he will come back, he will do his medical test and then he will train with unwanted players. Tough one, harsh one. How is it possible that we can't just enjoy a public goodbye to Bonucci, to the stadium, last season, in that last game at home. Why can't we just say goodbye to Bonucci like we did for Chiellini, like we did twice for Buffon, like we did for Del Piero, like we did for a lot of players? Why is it not possible? Big question. I'm asking myself that one. So I tried to start thinking and to rebuild the whole process. Corriere dello Sport is telling Beppe, attenzione, because Bonucci out of the team is not a surprise. It is something that was already predicted, that Bonucci already knew. He was already conscious of the new plans of Allegri. And it's actually true, because I reminded that I already spoke about Bonucci, not yesterday, but already on the 20th of June. Listen to that part of the video where I already spoke about Bonucci. So Tuttosport is opening with Bonucci e Juve prove d'addio. There is a kind of way of talking to each other, or they will try to talk to each other, Juventus management and Bonucci, to ask him, what are your future plans? Because if we are looking at our plans for the present, well, unfortunately, with your injuries, with your recent performances that were absolutely not top level, well, you became a fifth center defender. So you see, it's not new. It's not that we just received that news out of a surprise. Not us, not Bonucci. We already spoke about Leo. But now, building back, could we have think about it? Yes, in that last game, not at home, because ragazzi, it was Juve Milan, and we know it, the ex-team of Bonucci where he played 1 year, in what kind of way he went there. He didn't want to. He already knew that he was not part of Project 23-24. When Juventus, apparently according to some rumors, told him, Leo, if you want to, we can already organize your goodbye to Juve, he said no, because he wanted to stay 1 more year at Juve, and also because Juve Milan at home was a total disaster. Then you go towards Udinese Juve, the last game of the season, where really strangely at the 94th minute, it's not Pinsoglio that is entering, subbing the goalkeeper to say goodbye to everyone, or to at least have 1 minute or one official game with 22-23 season at Juve. No, it is Bonucci as a captain that is going out of the field for Rogani. And we were already asking ourselves, why? Is it the last game of Juve with Bonucci? Is it Bonucci in a subtle way saying goodbye to Juve? But we never had answers to that question until 2 days ago, when it really started. So what could have led? Is it the salary? Well, we already told you that Juventus ex-management did at least one good thing. It was halving the salary from 6 to 3.5 million euro. But it's still expensive for a bench player. Is it the performances? Absolutely yes, because we see the decline, the decrease in Bonucci's performances. Is it his age? Yes, it is. Of course it is. All these reasons are leading towards Bonucci is not a starter. But Juventus deciding to tell him that he's also out of the team could have probably other origins. So let's go back to a really long time ago, to a season where Palermo is at home in the Juve stadium, and at a certain moment there is a verbal fight between Max Allegri on the touchline and Bonucci on the field. They start speaking quite loud on the field and then face to face, where everyone is able to watch what is going on. Is this something that was just forgotten because it was a field thing? No, because the first European competition, the first European game after it, Leonardo Bonucci is traveling with the team to Porto, but he's not on the bench, he's not on the field, he's in the tribuna. And there on the stands there is not even a spot for him. And they find him a stool where he's sitting. Images that went viral, that we all spoke about it, probably a bit disrespectful, but the guy was punished for his behavior on the field against Palermo. Things at that moment were over, he finished the season, and at that moment, at the end of the season, he decided, because he was touched into his pride, to leave Juventus, because for him the relationship with him and Allegri was over. He never accepted the way that he was punished publicly, and decided to leave. We know it, private situation actually meant that he couldn't go abroad because, and I will always respect that decision, his little kid, his little son was sick at that moment where we were speaking about, so he had to stay in a place where he was near to the doctors that were following the situation. So a lot of private things there made that Bonucci had to go to Milan. A decision that all of us Juventini were really angry about. A lot of Juventini are still not forgiving Bonucci for that decision, especially because of the goal that he scored in the Allianz Stadium with that famous celebration. Things that really not only broke the relationship between Bonucci and Allegri, but between Bonucci and the supporters of Juve, with all of us. Anyway, at the end of that season, he understands that he's making a huge mistake, a big mistake. He's missing Juve. He understands that he did something stupid, and he's putting himself again in game, asking to Juventus to come back. Juventus is speaking with Allegri, because he's still the coach of that Juventus. Allegri is forgiving him, Juventus is forgiving him. I am personally, Beppe, forgiving him, and we are welcoming Bonucci. Bonucci proudly happy, super happy, with a huge smile, showing that shirt, that is his shirt, the number 19 at Bonucci, and he's going back. Of course, not the captain, because at that time the captains were Buffon, were Chiellini as a vice one, and he was not captain. When Buffon is leaving, the vice captain becomes Bonucci, with Allegri also leaving. He becomes vice captain of Pirlo, vice captain of Sarri, and things are going well for Bonucci. The thing is that Allegri is coming back, and in that first press conference, when there are some talks about who is the captain of Juventus, well, it's Chiellini. Who is the vice captain of Juventus? It is Dybala, words said by Allegri. And Allegri is even making a joke that was not really appreciated by a lot of people, saying Bonucci went away, went back, and when he went back, everything went again in terms of 0 appearances for him. He needs to build back in terms of appearances to deserve again that captain band. If he really wants that armband, he can go to the market, buy one, and play nel Prato. But he said Bonucci knows about it. Strange way of joking, but really clearly saying you are not the captain of Juventus. Season is going, we are going towards Allegri that is coming back. Allegri is giving again the captain band to Bonucci. Bonucci, captain of Juventus. The things are going really strangely, because Bonucci at a certain moment is not playing anymore because of injuries, because of this, because of that, where the real captain of Juventus on the field becomes Danilo. Danilo that is representing much more the management, the players, the coach, and so on and so on. Last year, we saw a lot of time Bonucci on the bench, not entering. Was it because of technical decision? Was it because of something else? Was it because we saw how much Danilo represented that moment of Juventus much better as a captain on and off the field than Bonucci? We don't know. But we are arriving there, and in my conclusion, on top of injuries, salary, his years, because he's getting older, his performances on the field, probably there is a relation as well, a relationship with Allegri that actually not only with Palermo Juve back then was broken and they built back on it, but so many things happened probably between both of them that they are saying if we are really rebuilding, probably it's better to split roads and not even having an important legend as Bonucci on the field, on the bench, or even on the locker rooms. Ragazzi, I have no certainty about what I'm saying. Building back the story, this is what I'm feeling. Now, it's not over, because not only Bonucci has been told that he's out of the team, but also to McKennie, that has been reported by a lot of journalists, Agresti, but also Fabrizio Romano. McKennie will not work together with the first team and won't even travel to USA. Juventus is sacrificing a player that is USA, a marketable player. Okay, there is Wea, but Weston McKennie is still an imagement of USA, of that MLS, that USMT team that will not part of it. Important message. Giuntoli, Manna, the new management are really hard. No emotions, no thinking about being grateful, but now they are taking a hard decision. I told you, 44 potential first team players, Bonucci will not be part of it. McKennie will not be part of it, but even more, Zaccaria, Artur Melo, these players are not part of it, and they will all train alone. Pellegrini and much more players, attenzione, all out of the team. Artur Melo, there is a possibility. Now we speak about a bit different topics because we are speaking about Mercato in, Mercato out. Artur Melo possibly can go to Fiorentina. There is an interest for him. Of course, if he goes there, they can't allow his salary, so Juventus will pay partially his salary, but he can probably go and find a new team. By the way, Artur Melo, I saw him at the medical test. I don't know how much he's in full shape. Juventus is still thinking about in Mercato as well, because if we are with too much, there is a role on the field that we are really lacking, even in terms of number, and it's the right side of the field. So Juventus is still thinking about Holm or Castagne. We'll follow up on that news because we will still continue to speak about it, but even with Weah in addition, we are still lacking players on the right side of the field. Il miraggio della maglia, something totally different, because Juventus will probably play with the last time shirts with Jeep as main sponsors. Big decision. And Juventus in USA, but also thinking about Saudi Arabia, is thinking and looking for a new sponsor that is able to bring in 40 million euro. Huge money and a tough money. Why? Because these 40 million from Jeep were actually increasing year by year, and especially took a big boost with the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo 5 years ago. Cristiano Ronaldo is not there anymore, but I will tell you even more, Juventus will not even take part of European competition because today, and maybe at the moment as I'm speaking, Juventus will be banned officially for 1 year of European competitions. What sponsors wants to go for a team that is not playing European competition? It will be a tough one, and that's why Juventus will have to do everything to be marketable again, off the field and on the field. And off the field, they start taking a huge decision because yesterday publicly they said that they are out of the Project Super League. Why? To receive that forgiveness of UEFA so that we are not banned for more than 1 year, so that we can potentially play that Champions League 24-25. But they're also saying, attenzione, we are out of the Super League only under the applicable contractual terms. Its exit will be completed and effective only if previously authorized by Real Madrid, Barcelona, and the remaining clubs involved in the Super League project. So Juventus is saying, okay, we are obliged, we go out. But at the moment we can't. Only if it will have been approved by all the teams. Ragazzi, it's not only Real and Barcelona. How many times we said on this video that the other clubs, except of Inter, all the other clubs are still under contract officially with Super League. So it will be a topic that we will have to continue to speak about, and that at the moment we don't know that much about. So many secrets, so it will not be the last time that we will speak about Super League. Anyway, and that's how we will have to find a new sponsor. Who will it be? Boo, no idea. Corriere dello Sport, la sblocca Vlahovic. It is Vlahovic that is unlocking it. What? Well, Paris Saint-Germain selling Kylian Mbappé to Real Madrid and going for Dusan Vlahovic. With Lukaku that could possibly go to Juve. Ragazzi, they are continuing speaking about this. Speaking. Corriere dello Sport is sure about it. You know that yesterday I made some messages, some calls with some people to understand. You know that there are some sources that are really telling me, Beppe, don't say to on the channel that there is 0.0 possibility for Lukaku to come to Juve. Don't say it. Pay attention. Keep a percentage low, but a percentage that Lukaku Juve, there is a small possibility. I still don't believe in it. I still don't want it. But some people told me, Beppe, don't be categoric in saying it will not happen. That was it for the video, ragazzi. Put the maximum of like. Grazie, forza, Juve.